Hello again. I've got my glasses on because this is real small print. So our question was, what are some of the challenges and opportunities when connecting cloud services to mobile devices? We had a quick round table, and I suppose the essence of the sentiment on that quick round table was one word, and that word was inevitable. So there is an inevitability, that was the feeling around our table, about the need to engage and deliver to mobile devices. You know, we asked people how many people are using their mobile for business applications. I mean, everybody's doing it for email, but there weren't that many on our table that have already got business applications sitting side by side with the personal productivity apps that we're all used to downloading. So we're not quite there yet, but at the same time, there is a huge potential, a huge opportunity, and we had some great discussion points in our half hour around where people see the opportunity to engage the mobile as a means to connect to an audience. So issues that came up, supporting new and existing devices. This was a theme that we sort of started with and we kept returning to. The idea of what mobiles are our employees using, the consumers of the services we provide as IT departments, or how can we control and mandate that? What policies do we have about apps? What policies do we have about security around the use of mobile devices? And I've asked a couple of both my roundtable sessions whether, show of hands, people saw the Newsnight report on cloud security last night. Anybody? Okay, I won't repeat it now, except to say I thought it was excellent, quite informative, and I'd recommend it to you. So it's on the BBC website as a write-up. If you go and search on BBC for Cloud Security Newsnight, it'll come up. It was a 10-minute piece by Rory Kethlin-Jones. Excellent. Coincidence that it should happen the night before I come here for this. Worth staying up for. Anyway, I'd advise you to check that out. Obviously, there is an opportunity to take existing services to the mobile platform. Everybody recognises that. So a couple of people on our table from an FMCG business see the opportunity and are engaged in the opportunity to connect with people in the home through the mobile. So an advert appears on your TV. That advert will carry a Facebook link. The consumer is sitting there and they have the opportunity to pick up their device and connect with you straight away. So that is, again, part of this inevitability argument. Massive opportunity, but what are the challenges in doing that? Well, you can't guarantee the performance of the home network of that individual. So you're almost at the mercy, really, of that to an extent. And, so we had a conversation about testing that and validating that and getting market research around that. So that was really interesting. In some of the work that we've done, the mobile is, as I say, the point of contact that we designed for now. We didn't set out a couple of years ago to become a developer for the iPad or the Android platform, but we're having to, because if you want to deliver value to people, you need to connect with them where they are. It's as simple as that. So the project work that we're doing right now is taking enterprise applications to the iPad, for example. In the work that we do to try and sort of sell CRM solutions, we can't get a quote out the door unless we are, making recommendations for the iPad and the iPhone app that people will use to interact with these things. So, these devices are dictating expectations in the market of the consumer grade is the phrase that I've used in just about any one of these things I've done forever. The consumer grade style of the application has to be that good. It has to be as compelling, as rewarding as the apps we use in our private lives. It's going to sit side by side on these devices. So we had this conversation about how to reach consumers and connect in new ways through the mobile. What's the vulnerability to that opportunity in terms of the mobile device, performance, as well as various other aspects. We then got into some of the application areas within business. So we talked about real-time access to business information, wherever you are, this whole sort of concept of martini access. Informing the CEO, the senior exec, as he comes in on the train in the morning. We've already seen that. That's the expectation set now. We had a debate about social media from mobiles and the fact that that's sort of shaping the expectation of the people that are coming into the workforce these days. The phrase digital natives is one that applies to them. Won't explain that now in my 5 minutes. We'll be here all day. So also we had a really interesting contribution from one of our table that is developing applications for a student body, and they're delivering that out on Android, I think, is that right? And you know, the experience they've had working with APIs to connect that to you know, a more sort of neutral device-independent opportunity for people. Clearly, there's a concern around bandwidth. But the good thing is, I think what we're, you know, over the course of the last few years, the mobile phone has really sort of stepped up. The mobile phone industry, the capability, the infrastructure, and the performance of networks is really stepping up. I know we'll all have our horror stories and our sort of opinion on that, but generally speaking, that is the case. So the mobile is a serious platform for business computing now. And I think, you know, it is right that we acknowledge that and right that we embrace that in the delivery of the solutions that we build. And the last point from us was a couple of things on, you know, end user experience and quality of service. So it's really around the real estate and the way in which we interact with these devices, and we need to you know, we need to design for that and ensure that we're delivering applications that, as I say, are as good as and as compelling as those that we've become comfortable with and dependent on in our private lives. So I think that was kind of it from us. Really interesting session. The mobile, delivering and designing for the mobile is an inevitability. Thanks.